Hunter Biden was just convicted of every single count that was brought against him by the US Department of Justice. I've not heard a single Democrat anywhere in the country cry fraud, cry fixed, cry rigged, cry kangaroo court, or any of the many epithets that our colleagues have mobilized against the US Department of Justice and our federal court system, despite the fact that Donald Trump was not even tried in federal court. That was at the state level. And they pretend to support state prosecutors and state judges, but then they attribute it to the federal government and they say rigged, fixed, kangaroo court, and so on. You don't hear a single peep out of any Democrat saying that. Why? We believe in the rule of law. We believe in the justice system and we stand by it. And you know what? Hunter Biden had every right and benefit that Donald Trump had. He had the right to a presumption of innocence. He had a right to counsel, which he exercised like Donald Trump did. He had a right to a jury of his peers, and he had a right to a unanimous verdict. And in both cases, a jury unanimously found against the defendant on all counts in both cases. And compare and contrast the difference in reaction between the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans are attacking our entire system of justice and the rule of law because they don't like the way that one case came out.
If I ever go on trial, give me Jamie Raskin as a lawyer. That guy knows what he's doing, and he's right. You don't hear peeps, you don't hear Democrats crying foul or crying conflicted. You don't hear them crying at all. Weirdly, you hear the right crying. They cried after Trump was found guilty, and they're still crying after Hunter Biden was found guilty. They seemingly find any excuse whatsoever to cry. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. That was Raskin. You also have Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez joining him. Take a look.
And they're so eager to be servile sycophants to Donald Trump that their political judgment is off, because that's not where the public is. And the public understands with the Hunter Biden verdict and the Donald Trump verdict, the rule of law is just working, and they're intervening, as you say, in a state case in order simply to placate Donald Trump.
Precisely. And what we're also seeing here is the stark contrast between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And in President Biden, we have both, yes, a loving father who is there to be supportive of his son, but also a president who respects rule of law and is willing to accept the outcomes of a case, even if that outcome is not in favor with his family or his personal, outcomes. Whereas you have Donald Trump, who takes and weaponizes the seats of government, the seats of power, and embarks on a campaign of political intimidation in order to wrest and secure outcomes that personally benefit him. And that, at the core, is part of the stakes of our democracy that are before us today.
Yeah, 100%. Some of the very significant differences between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I don't think anybody doubts that Donald Trump would pardon Don Jr. if and when inevitably he goes down for the exact same things, buying guns while on coke or whatever. 100% he would, and Republicans would defend it. 100%, no question. Joe Biden is not gonna do it. He shouldn't do it. That's not what the pardon power is about. And I'm glad that you have messengers like Raskin and AOC pointing that out. Sharon, what do you make of it?
Yeah, and don't forget that Junior still has his guns, okay? And there's been some behaviors that we've observed that make us wonder, can somebody go grab those, secure them perhaps from him? It's sad, but I also feel like the right and their lack of morality, that's really a lack of morality, is really goading and begging the Democrats, the left, the AOCs to say, you know what? Since they're doing it, we got to join in somehow to right the wrongs. And then, of course, the argument's even messier, because if they do it, even if they pack the court and all kinds of other things, and I know you're going to talk more about Alito coming up, it's just a faltering, self-fulfilling prophecy here. If you continue to do these things, at some point, even reasonable people will say, you know what? Why shouldn't I pardon my son? Why shouldn't I do this? Why shouldn't I? I mean, they are wrong. We have morality on our side, and then it'll just get messy and nobody will be able to tell the difference.
And I do wonder with the reactions from both sides, like, voters are watching, and I know that Trump's base wants him to freak out and throw his arms up and cry that they're conflicted and all that, but he already had that vote. For the people in the middle, you had Donald Trump going down for paying hush money payments to cover up an affair. You have Hunter Biden, who has had a lifelong struggle apparently with drugs, and Joe Biden showing compassion for him, but not using his power to protect him or whatever. I think a lot of people will watch that, and I think they'll have a lot of empathy for what the Bidens are going through and the fact that they're willing to submit to the legal system the way every American, whether a regular person like us or an elite, should. And you see on the other side with the Trumps, they do not in any case feel that they should be bound by the law. And I think that is going to turn off a lot of voters. Remains to be seen. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.